Join me on an exciting journey as we dive deep into the mysterious and mesmerizing world of pagan rituals and uncover the surprising ways they've shaped the holidays we celebrate today. From ancient bonfires to evergreen trees, you'll be amazed at just how many of our most cherished traditions have roots in rituals that go back thousands of years. Pagan rituals have been integral to human society since the dawn of civilization. These early spiritual practices were often tied to the cycles of nature, the changing seasons, the phases of the moon, and agricultural milestones like planting and harvest. While many of these traditions have faded from common memory, their echoes still resonate in the ways we mark the passage of time and celebrate with our communities. Whether it's dancing around a maypole, decorating a tree, or lighting candles in the dark of winter, pagan influences are all around us, hidden in plain sight. One of the most intriguing aspects of this cultural legacy is how seamlessly pagan customs were absorbed into major religious holidays, particularly during the rise of Christianity. The early Christian church, in its mission to convert pagan populations, strategically overlaid Christian meanings onto existing pagan festivals. This fusion of old and new created hybrid celebrations that persist to this day, often with little awareness of their origins. Take, for example, the ancient Roman festival of Saturnalia. Celebrated in December, this festival honored Saturn, the god of time and agriculture, and featured days of feasting, role reversals, gift-giving, and general merriment. Sound familiar? Saturnalia's joyful chaos and celebratory customs bear an uncanny resemblance to what we now know as Christmas. Even the tradition of decorating with holly and ivy comes from this pre-Christian celebration. Then there's the Celtic festival of Samhain, which marked the end of the harvest season and the beginning of the darker half of the year. It was believed that during this liminal time, the veil between the living and the dead was thinnest, allowing spirits to roam the earth. People lit bonfires and wore costumes to ward off malevolent entities. Fast forward 1,000 years, and we find ourselves carving pumpkins, donning spooky outfits, and celebrating Halloween, a modern echo of those ancient beliefs. Another striking example is the Norse celebration of Yule. This midwinter festival honored the rebirth of the sun during the longest night of the year. Yule logs were burned to chase away darkness, and evergreen trees were decorated to symbolize life enduring through winter. Sound like Christmas again? That's because many Yule traditions were folded into Christmas celebrations as Christianity spread across Northern Europe. But it's not just winter holidays that owe a debt to paganism. The spring festival of Ostara, named after a Germanic goddess of dawn and fertility, was celebrated with symbols of new life, like eggs and hares. Today, we celebrate Easter with eggs, bunnies, and themes of resurrection and renewal. Yet another example of cultural layering over ancient rites. As we examine these traditions more closely, it becomes clear that the boundary between pagan and modern celebrations is incredibly porous. These customs didn't vanish. They transformed. They adapted to new religious and cultural frameworks, often taking on new meanings while retaining their original spirit. Understanding the pagan roots of our holidays doesn't diminish their meaning. On the contrary, it enriches them. It connects us to the long thread of human history, showing us that the ways we celebrate today are part of a much older story about our relationship with nature, community, and the mysteries of existence. So next time you hang up a wreath, light a candle, or hide Easter eggs, take a moment to appreciate the ancient wisdom woven into those acts. These are not just festive fun. They are echoes of rituals that helped our ancestors make sense of the world around them. If you found this exploration as fascinating as I did, leave a comment below. I want to know, do you have any holiday traditions that you suspect might have pagan origins? And don't forget to check out my other video on the secret history of Christmas. You might never look at Santa Claus the same way again.